December is not the end of the year for Ndibo. Yes, we have been used to the usual going back home at Christmas, December, and then celebrating Christmas and moving to the crossover and entering the new year. But I want us to know that in the Igbo calendar, December is not the end of the year. Actually, December is not the end of the year for Ndibo before the colonizers came. In as much as today now, we now see December as the end of the year where everybody has to travel back to, Anibo, to the east to go and celebrate Christmas and then family, friends, New Year. But before now, before the coming of the colonizers and the missionaries, there was nothing like December, end of the year. And that's because in our cosmology and our understanding of the world, there is nothing like end of the year in December. The end of the Igbo year. Now, before I get to the end of the Igbo year, the beginning of the Igbo year, Onwambo for Igbo, starts from February. Around, if you match it with the Gregorian calendar we use today, it's the February 18th. And that's because for us in Igbo, we follow seasons, and the seasons we follow follow the moon. First of all, our months are counted by studying the moon, Onwa. And one full cycle of the Igbo month is 28 days, in which we have the normal Eke, Ore, Afonko market days. And each of these market days, according to our study and according to many people in Igbo land, has big and small. Eke will Ekuku and Eke Obele. So we have 8 days in a week. And these 8 days make up 1 week for Ndibo. In a previous video, I said it was 4 days make up a week, and then these 4 days into 7 weeks that make up 28 days. But further research and further, I would say, teaching from those who know better than me have said that some parts of Igbo land say that it is 8 days a week, the big market days and the small market days, 4 making 8 days, and then these 8 days into 3, makes into 3, yeah. 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 8 is 24, thereabout makes 1 month. But getting back to what I was saying, so December is not, December is actually an imported end of the year. It came with the church and it came with the British. So for us in Igbo, the end of the year is February. The end of, let's just say between 15th and the 18th of February. These are the last days of the Igbo year, and then the new year now starts on February 18th. When you count 28 days from Onwambo, which is February, we will arrive at Onwa, which is on March 19th. And then we count 28 days again. We get at the third month, which is Onwaifeke, which is April 16th. And then we count 28 days again. We'll arrive at Onwa Ano, which is May 14th. I'm trying to give you the correlation of the Igbo lunar calendar. We have a 13 month lunar calendar, while the white people have 12 months. We have 13 months lunar calendar. We follow the moon. And so, like I was saying, Onwa Ano, which is the 4th month, starts at May 14th. And then we give it 28 days of the full month cycle, and we arrive at Onwa, which is June 11th. And then we move another 28 days. We arrive at Onwifejoko, which is July 9th. And then we'll give another 28 days. We arrive at Onwa Alomchi, which is the 7th month, which is August, which starts at August 6th. And then the same cycle, we arrive at the 8th month, which is Onwa Ilomo, which is starts at September 3rd, actually. and then the same 28 days moon cycle, we arrive at the 9th month, which is Onwana, which starts at October 1st, and then another 28 days, we arrive at the 10th month, which is Onwa Okike, which starts at October 29th, and then another 28 days, we arrive at the 11th month, which is Onwa Jana, which starts at November 26th, and then another 28 days, we arrive at the 12th month of the Igbo lunar calendar, which is Onwa Edajana, which starts at December 24th. We give it another 28 days, which takes us to the 13th month, which is Onwa Uzoalose, which begins at January 21. If you add 28 days to January 21, we arrive at February 17th, 18th. Then we start our new Igbo year. So, as you celebrate Christmas, and then the 31st of December, which we always witness the normal crossover night into a new year, I want you to understand that you're celebrating the Western form of celebration, I would say, following the Gregorian calendar, and that January that you celebrate as the new year is dedicated to either a Greek or Roman god called Janus or something, which is a two-faced god, which they say sees the future and sees the past. And that is what you celebrate as January going into a new year. So sometimes it's important we know that the days of the weeks, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, are all named after either Greek or Roman gods and goddesses, which Christians will call pagan gods and goddesses, but Africans celebrate them without knowing what they are. January, February, April, March till December are all months names marking foreign, gods and goddesses, which were infused in the Gregorian calendar and which were adopted by Christians, or I would say not Christians, I would say the colonialists, and then infused into the day-to-day lives of Igbo. So as you celebrate your December, your Christmas, and your crossover night, know that as an Igbo person, you're not doing the right thing. It might be right to you because you're a Christian or because it's what you're born into. But I'm giving you this knowledge so that you have it at the back of your mind that the Igbo year ends in February and starts in the same February. So, yeah. I wouldn't want to go into other aspects of this so that many people will not pick offense. It's a normal thing for people, the Christians amongst us, to pick offense, but this is what it is. This is what it is. So take your time to study the Igbo lunar calendar and follow them. Each time the moon appears, it takes around seven days for the moon to go from, the curved appearance to the full moon, which actually already you're in a new month. So yes, get to learn the calendar of your people and also get to learn the seasons. We have seasons, various seasons that Igbo celebrate. The planting season, the harvest season, all of these have ways they are tied into our culture and our worldview. So what you celebrate today is foreign, like I said. And then, but as you celebrate, of course, enjoy. But have in the back of your mind that you're celebrating something that is not original to you as an Igbo person. So yes, Igbo, with this I'll come to the end of this particular episode at Voice of the Sun. I remain my humble self, Chukwuemeka Soku. Whenever you see this video, please do comment, share your own opinion or your own contribution or your own understanding of the topic that I have discussed here in this video, and subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share this video wherever you find it. Till I see you again on the next episode of Voice of the Sun, I remain my humble self, Chukwuemeka Soku. Ndebanye Kodene Demen Dalun.
Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed greetings and salutations. Happy holidays. Habari Gani. It is another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Sponsored, promoted, brought to you by NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day, our annual New Orleans International Voodoo Day. We continue to invite you to become a sponsor and become a part of something extraordinary. New Orleans International Voodoo Day is not just an event, it is a movement that celebrates culture, fosters education, and connects people from around the globe. By sponsoring this event, you're sponsoring a tax deductible cause that preserves heritage, uplifts art and education, and fosters healing within the community and beyond. We continue to invite your participation, volunteership, support, donations, and sponsorship by visiting us at www.voodooday.org, www.voodooday.org. Please continue to visit us for more updates and coming information and to offer your support, volunteership, donations, and sponsorship. And we're certainly appreciative of those who continue to join us and support us for our Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time podcast on a social media network near you or by way of the QR code at the top right corner of your screen. We're certainly thankful for those who show up in our live chat. Kawaii Goddess 2023, thank you so much for being present with us. We appreciate you. Our faithful and committed community member, Daniel Neal. We certainly appreciate your continued support and participation. Neo Barker, 1735, greetings and salutations to you and yours. And we certainly appreciate our co-hosts and panelists who continue to show up and support our beloved Queen Mother, Sister Bianca Johnson Plessy. She is an initiated member of La Source, Amphor, and Peristyle, as well as a committed team member and a team member of NOIVD. We certainly appreciate our beloved elder Reggie. We identify here as Green Soap, leader and founder of Shrine of the White Cloth, a committed co-administrator of NOIVD. We certainly do appreciate your continued support and participation on the platform. And my godson, Joshua Nylan Tanner, first priest, wild man, a Black Hawk Voodoo armor bearer, initiated member of La Source, and committed co-administrator of NOIVD. And my godson, Tyson Horn, a committed initiated member of La Source and team member for NOIVD, administrative team member, and our co-producer, executive producer of our coming docu-series, Respect the Voodoo. Again, happy holidays, Habari Gani, as we acknowledge this fourth day of Kwanzaa and the fifth day of Christmastide. Beloved, my people of New Orleans, children of the river and the rain, descendants of the drum and the hymn, gather close. Tonight we stand at the crossroads of two sacred calendars. The fourth day of Kwanzaa, dedicated to Ujamaa, cooperative economics, and the fifth day of Christmastide, a season of reflection, renewal, and the quiet unfolding of miracles. Here in New Orleans, where the ancestors walk with us as easily as the living, these two traditions do not clash. They converse. They braid themselves together like sweetgrass, like palm fronds, like the Mississippi's own currents weaving through the city's heart. And tonight we honor that braid. Tonight, we speak the names of those who built, who struggled, who dreamed, who traded, who created, who gave, and who kept giving. Tonight, we stand in the spirit of Ujamaa, the spirit of Christmastide, and we let New Orleans show us how these two rivers meet. The spirit of Ujamaa is creative or cooperative economics. It's not a concept foreign to this city. It is the very architecture of our survival. It is the marketplace of Congo Square, where Africans of many nations, Fan, Yoruba, Congo, Ewe, Mandi, brought their crafts, their medicines, their rhythms, their languages, and their genius. It is the Creole cottage built by hands that refuse to forget how to build. It is the praline lady, the oyster man, the black masking Indian sewing by candlelight, the midwife, the traitor, the root worker, the dock laborer, the seamstress, the shoemaker, the second line club, the benevolent societies. Ujamaa is not new to us. It is our inheritance. On this fourth day of Kwanzaa, we remember that cooperative economics is not merely about money. It is about shared destiny. It is about the understanding that my rise is tied to your rise, and your rise is tied to my rise. It is about the belief that our community is strongest when its members invest in one another, not only financially, but spiritually, emotionally, culturally. In New Orleans, Ujamaa looks like the corner store that knows your grandmother's name. It looks like the artist selling paintings on Royal Street, keeping the culture alive stroke by stroke. It looks like the Mardi Gras Indian tribe pooling resources so that every suit shines. It looks like the neighborhood that rebuilds itself after the storm, because waiting for someone else to save us has never been our way. Ujamaa is the heartbeat of a people who know that survival is a collective art. The fifth day of Christmastide, and now we turn to this tradition, a season often overshadowed by the glitter of Christmas Day itself. But Christmastide is not a single moment, it is a journey. 12 days of unfolding meaning, 12 days of quiet revolution, 12 days of remembering that the holy does not always arrive with trumpets. Sometimes it comes with a whisper, a candle flame, a newborn breath. And on the fifth day, the world is still hushed. The feast has been eaten, the gifts unwrapped, the songs sung, but the miracle is still unfolding. The Christ child is still new to the world. The shepherds are still telling their story. The star is still shining, and humanity is still learning what it means to receive hope, its most fragile form. In New Orleans, Christmastide takes on its own flavor. The bells of St. Louis Cathedral ring across Jackson Square. The bonfires along the river banks still glow in memory, and families gather around gumbo pots that have been simmering since Christmas Eve. The city breathes in a rhythm that is both sacred and familiar. Christmastide reminds us that miracles do not end when the wrapping paper is thrown away. Miracles continue in the quiet days, the reflective days, the days when we look inward and ask, what now? What next? How do I carry this light forward? So tonight we stand at the intersection of Ujamaa and Christmastide. And if you listen closely, you can hear how beautifully they speak to one another. Ujamaa says, build together. Christmastide says, carry the light forward. Ujamaa says, invest in your community. Christmastide says, let your gifts be a blessing to the world. Ujamaa says, we rise as one. And Christmastide says, peace on earth, goodwill toward all. These are not separate messages. These are harmonies in the same song. In New Orleans, we know how to hold multiple truths at once. We know how to pray in French, sing in English, drum in Yoruba, dance in Congo rhythms, all in the same ceremony. And we know how to celebrate Christmas with gumbo and Kwanzaa with call and response. We know how to honor the saints and salute the ancestors in the same breath. This city is a living testament to spiritual synthesis. The ancestors of Ujamaa live and breathe and exist in New Orleans. Let us speak their names, not only of individuals, but of archetypes, of lineages, of the roles that built this city. Let us honor the market women of the French market who kept families fed and culture alive. Let us honor the Black mutual aid societies who buried the dead with dignity when no one else would. Let us honor the free people of color who built schools, businesses, and institutions in a world that tried to deny them humanity. Let us honor the drummers and dancers of Congo Square who created the first economy of rhythm in the Americas. Let us honor the Mardi Gras Indians, the Black masking culture who invest thousands of hours and dollars into suits that are not for sale, but for honor. Let us honor the jazz musicians who turn their talent into a communal currency that the world still spends today. And let us honor the spiritual workers, voodoo priests, hoodoo doctors, root workers, midwives, who kept the community alive in ways that money could never measure. These are the ancestors of Ujamaa, and they walk with us still. So the spiritual work of Christmastide calls us to a different kind of work. Not the work of building, but the work of becoming. It asks us, what light have you been given? What gift do you carry? What hope has been placed in your hands? And what miracle is waiting for you to notice it? Christmastide is a season of revelation, a season of quiet transformation, a season of recognizing that the divine often arrives in small, humble forms, like a child in a manger, like a candle in the dark, like a whisper in the heart. And in New Orleans, we understand this intimately. We know that the sacred often hides in plain sight, in a song, in a meal, in a second line, in a prayer whispered over a pot of red beans, in a blessing spoken at the river's edge. And Christmastide teaches us to look again, to see the holy and the sacred in every day. So I offer, as I unmute my beloved panelists and co-hosts, a unified call to action. Tonight, as we honor the 4th day of Kwanzaa and the 5th day of Christmastide, let us make a vow. Let us vow to practice Umoja, not only in our businesses, not only in our relationships, in our neighborhoods, our organizations, our dreams, not only for the 7 days of Kwanzaa, but 365 days a year. Let us vow to carry the light of Christmastide, not only in our homes, but in our actions, our words, our commitments, our courage. Let us vow to build a New Orleans where culture is not only in our homes, but in our actions, our words, our commitments, our demonstration. Let us vow to build a New Orleans where culture is not only preserved, but empowered, where tradition is not only honored, but lived, where community is not only spoken of, but practiced. Let us vow to be the ancestors of our descendants will be thankful for. Let us vow to raise and rise with one another together. Let us vow to shine together. And let us vow to walk forward, guided by Umoja, the fourth principle of Kwanzaa, strengthened by Christmastide, and rooted in the unbreakable spirit of New Orleans. Ashe, AYIBOBO, and Amen. And so it is. And so I please invite our beloved panelists and co-hosts, Brother Tyson Horn, to come on in. Joshua Nylan Tanner, please unmute your mic. Elder Reggie Green Soap, please do come on in, offer words of wisdom. And our beloved Queen Mother, Sister Bianca Johnson Plessy. How y'all doing?
All right, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How's it going, everybody?
Yes. Yeah, but well, I like to come in. Welcome, greetings, everyone. Divine Prince, that was excellent. That was a mic drop for me after listening to that awful soliloquy you put out. But what was coming to my mind, and most of this happened prior to Katrina for me. I used to attend the Kwanzaas, and I used to sell like all African garb and different things like that. And it just brought it to my mind and my attention how I used to really, really enjoy the interaction. After some of the Kwanzaa event was over, people would come to the table, look at some of the wares, and it allowed me to engage with different people from different cultures and different backgrounds. And I kind of missed that. And as Divine Prince was reading, it just brought back some old memories to me. And I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone out there. Just like what you were saying, I do notice that, you know how like we have a lot of old grocery stores or like little shops, like you were saying, in barber shops. I remember that there's always like in a small town or community or something, there's always like a Black-owned barber shop or a beauty salon or like little corner stores and stuff that Black-owned people own them. And it will always be like one of them that been in generation, like it's always that older person that been holding on to the shops for so long. But I always like to visit those shops because they always have memories. They have a lot of memories, a lot of knowledge, wisdom and stuff to share to a lot of us people in the younger generation. Even if it's just business or helping out, like if it's just helping out with emotional, anything like that that we all go through. It's always good to be around a lot of elders and older people in our community that can help guide us and our younger ones too, like the grandkids and stuff. So sometimes I like to go to a lot of those like them small town shops, people who own their business stuff, because they also do help us. Like we help them and they also help and give to us too. Everything don't always have to be about money, but it could just be about anything. It's always someone that's doing dinner plates, like dinner plates or something, where they're like, oh, you know, you make sure you take this home to your kids. It's always someone that gives food away, groceries away, or anything that's helping out with your family, without it being like you got to pay me this or you owe me this. So I do like that about just different things in our community that we do offer for a lot of us, like we're looking out and helping each other.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I you know, one thing that comes to mind is like, you know, just even with the idea of, you know, dealing with the holiday times and references to Christmas and so forth. It's like, you know, for me, sometimes I'll like frequent a shop, like for instance, if I go to the healing center or something like that, you know, I may go into, you know, Mama Moon shop or a different vendor that may be vending, and I might buy something, but even though I don't personally need it at the time, or like if it's, let's just say it's a shirt or something, like I got enough clothes, right? But I might buy something, but then if I'm buying it just because I want to support that business, but then I could give that item away to somebody. So it's like I'm buying it for someone else, even though I may not need it, may not be my style. Like a vendor was here and selling something, and he was selling socks, and I didn't really care for the socks, right? But I looked through and I picked the socks out. But somebody getting them socks, because I'm not gonna wear them, but I'm gonna give it to somebody else. But it's just the idea of supporting one person, but then also giving to someone else. And so I think that that's a way that we can help the community out too, because we may be like, well, I don't need that right now. I don't need those incense, or I don't need that jewelry, or whatever it may be. But if you support somebody just for the simple sake of supporting the community, that's just another way to give back and to keep it, pay it forward type of thing.
Beautiful.
I know they have like there was something that I was following on Facebook, Ashe Cultural Arts Center. I know they've been doing like a lot of programs there of each day about the Kwanzaa, and they'll post like a video. And I know that they did something when they had like the kids, like people in the community that came out to do like African dances, drums and stuff, and just getting the kids involved about the Kwanzaa, about what's the importance and the knowledge of Kwanzaa. I do like that. I like how they do that, because I wanted to make it to some of them, but I don't stay in New Orleans, try to come to every program every day, but I do at least try to watch it, to still be involved, like, still kind of feel like I'm still there and involved without physically being there. And it do mean a lot to share that with kids and stuff, because a lot of the younger generation and kids don't really know about that unless people like us teach that and show that to them.
Well, they have to see it demonstrated and mirrored, certainly through our behavior. And cooperative economics, certainly is fueled and supported by spending dollars, recycling dollars, within our community and within those who support our community. But there are so many ways now in this digital age to support and generate revenues, often without spending any money. Sharing and resharing posts, supporting your favorite podcasters, your favorite content creators, sharing, clicking like, sometimes subscribing. There are many ways today in today's environment that we can support one another, promote one another, market for one another by digital means, as well as with our dollars. Understand that every keystroke, every time you hit your keyboard, every time you move your mouse, a dollar is being generated. The question is it being generated for you, or is it being generated for, the big industries that are often sponsoring and supporting the ads that we see plastered, along the sides in the frame of our social media platforms. So just by, as Sister Bianca said, choosing business owners that, are not just Black, but support our community. I don't support just Black businesses. I support businesses that support us and show a degree of commitment, to us. The only Botanica in town that I support is in the Healing Center. Center. Oh shoot, what's the name, Joshua? I just drew a blank.
Island of Salvation Botanica.
Yes, Island of Salvation Botanica. Thank you.
Yes.
So certainly we support those who support us, those who unify us around similar ideas, similar values. New Orleans International Voodoo Day is certainly an endeavor of diverse communities, diverse people coming together of varying beliefs, not just Voodoo and ATR, but people who certainly come together under a shared belief, a shared platform. So there are many ways we can look at cooperative economics, address cooperative economics as we move into 2026.
Yeah, that's a good point that you made there, Divine Prince, because you know it does say a lot to you know, that you support Black businesses, but also not limited to only supporting Black businesses. You know, because a lot of times you go into small shops, you know, and if the owner's in there or whatever shop it may be, and you get to know the owner, if you see there's some personality to them, you see they're supportive of community and just as supportive of the patrons that come into the shop. It's like that makes you feel better about supporting them, because you know, when you go into a big chain store or something like that, you're not going to get, you know, you're dealing with a worker, but you're not dealing with the owners of that company. You're not dealing with the people who are making decisions for that company. And so just supporting, you know, community across the board, that's very important. And community is multicultural. It's everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I definitely, and I most definitely want to give a shout out to Sally, because I most definitely can definitely share that there has been a lot of moments that I have ceremonies or different things that I have to go to or just try my best to attend. And when I talk to Sally, I'm like, hey, Sally, I don't have no babysitter. I'm gonna have to bring my kids with me. And she be like, oh, you okay? You know, we're gonna find a space for them. We got plenty of people that can watch kids. We got the babysitters. We're gonna make room and space. And so it definitely make me feel special, because she still finds a way to make things work for the sake of the kids, like, you know, trying to find someone to watch them, trying to make sure they're safe, saying that they can come to the event. You know, she'll open up the back room in her shop to have them there long they occupied. And so I do definitely want to give a shout out for her for at least trying to open up, you know, just like making the way for me, especially when I don't have, like, you know, certain babysitters and stuff for the kids. I have to bring her with me everywhere. So I definitely want to give a shout out for her for looking out for me for that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, well, I would like to add a little something. This might go in a different direction, but because we all live on the go and we're a lot of from different states, different cities. Right now, as I look at my Christmas tree, I still have 2 gifts, and I'm waiting on friends to get back to give them those gifts. Even though Christmas was Thursday on the 25th, and as Divine Prince speak of the 12 days of Christmas, to me, there's still an opening. So if they get back tomorrow or even on the 1st of January, to me, that gift is still in honor of Christmas, because Christmas is a continuation, not just on the 25th. And so by us talking even around that point, I'm appreciative of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divine Prince, you have any businesses that you know in the New Orleans area that you want to shout out, because you know a lot of businesses there, especially dealing with the, you know, in the community, in the Voodoo community for that matter too.
I do certainly, but I'm not prepared to like give out a list of just, you know, random businesses. Again, certainly I support the Isle of Salvation Botanica and the Healing Center, as well as the various, you know, businesses that occupy those spaces. I certainly support, you know, my community, Tremaine and historic Tremaine, Backstreet Museum, Cultural Center and Museum. They support us. We certainly support them. Love Orleans, Haitian Caribbean restaurant, Dumaine and North Robinson. We certainly, you know, appreciate and support them, and Tremaine Coffee House, who's been very faithful and committed sponsors of me and my house for many years now. So I just offer that you get out and get involved in your community. It certainly starts with where you shop and who you buy from. I tend to circulate in a very limited circle. I don't visit a lot of new and random places often, and I seek to build relationship with people and particularly businesses that affect my community directly.
Mm-hmm. I would love.
It's about cooperative economics.
While you said that, something that popped in my mind, so I just got to say it real quick. I definitely want to give a shout out to Nat Williams, the plug in the Tremay area. He's a talented artist, and he's a barber. He's been a barber for many years there in the area, but he's one of them brothers that's always about connecting community. He won't go listen. If Nat got your number, he gonna give it to somebody, and he gonna give you their number as well, because he's always plugging businesses together. And he's one of those brothers that he gives his art away a lot of times. He's a talented artist and great paintings, and he's been doing it for years and years and years. He's in his 70s, and you wouldn't know it by just looking at him because he looks young, but he's definitely a culture bearer there. But he's always trying to support businesses, and it just made me think about like just giving him a shout out, because he's always been supportive of the Horn Brothers. He's always been supportive of the House of Divine Prince, and he's just a good brother.
And we're certainly always appreciative of those of you who participate, who click the like, click the heart, share, repost, and certainly click the $ in YouTube for this podcast. We certainly do appreciate you. Reshare at the end of the show. We are automatically archived on my YouTube channel each night at the culmination or at the ending of the show. So we continue to invite you to spread the word, spread the podcast, support the platform. We are thankful for our Facebook pages, my page, Sister Toni's page, Elder Reggie's Shrine of the White Cloth page and group. Certainly for those who listen and participate in our Facebook groups, we certainly appreciate you. Our LinkedIn listeners, often who are international, from around the world, we certainly appreciate you. Our sister nation of Benin, we certainly are grateful and thank you for your participation, sponsorship, and support by way of LinkedIn. And our Haiti community, we certainly do appreciate you and yours. Twitter X, we appreciate you. We see you listening. And we certainly are always thankful for those who show up each night in the Instagram. Pablo, Art, Malik, we certainly appreciate you. Miss Parker 344, regular listeners, Eros Photography, Art Direction, we certainly appreciate you and your participation. Lestat, Too Hot, we certainly appreciate you. Darty's Corner, thank you. Peace and blessings, beloved. I could have swore you rode past my house a few days ago on a bike, but by the time I could get out my yard, you was gone. Okay, Miss Telly, Maddie's daughter, 60. We certainly do appreciate you and yours. Mr. Rich Forever, 22. Thank you for coming by. Kaiwa, beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Bloom is coming, 111. Thank you for coming through. Emmanuel Naga, Mario the Infinite. Thank you for coming through. Jasmine Weatherby, thank you for listening. Wilcox joined us. Thank you for being a regular listener. C. Paul Grow, thank you for coming through. Dirty's Calatry, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for coming through. Bonafide Zabo, we appreciate you. And Beautifully Invincible joined us. And we again invite you to join us again on tomorrow night for the 5th night of Kwanzaa and the 6th night of Christmastide, and every weeknight at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time on a platform near you or by way of the QR code in the top right corner of your screen. And I now turn the show over to Elder Reggie. All is a blessing.
Appreciate that, Divine Prince. Thank you. Thanks everyone in the collective audience. Thanks to our esteemed panel. I'd like to read advertisements for tonight. First one is Tuesday night, December 30th, the 5th day of Kwanzaa. It's near in purpose, and the 6th day of Christmastide. And we also have We Feed Legba on the Wolf Moon at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, January the 3rd, 2026. At La Source, Asnin, Onfo, Peristyle. Location 3319 Rosalie Alley, New Orleans, Louisiana, and that is in the Bywater area. Other new moon ritual prayer and application ceremony will occur on the new moon Sunday, January the 18th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. in the Zodiac of Capricorn. That location is 710 Cluid Street. It's named the Cluid Gardens. It's a ritual spiritual welfare gathering. Please, if you're in the local area, come out and support that event. That's the end of our advertisements. I would like to read, lest we forget, please. The spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. With that, I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you all, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. In Odabo.
Good night.
Please, allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA, yeah, I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the tables, flip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees. It's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Oh, do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she's straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit Red. He looks me in my eye and says, you only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside. I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. We are the children of the ancestors.